Hi, my name is Heidi Jutras and you're watching True Exclusives at Home.
Where did we go wrong? Where did we lose our faith? My brother is in need, but can he depend on me? Do you think if one of you tried, maybe you could find a better friend than any other? If you gave more than you took, life could be so good. Come on and try, now's the time, 'cause you're free to do what you want to do. You've got to live your life, do what you want to do. You should be free to do what you want to do. You got to live your life, do what you want to do.
I grew up in a small town that is called Drummondville. It's the center of Quebec. I started singing. I don't know, I have videos of myself. I was 3 and I'm singing, and I'm not only singing like the vocal line, but I'm also singing like what the piano does when there were no like vocal lines. So I feel like my ears were already open to everything that was happening in the music. And I was 10 years old when I joined a gospel choir. I stayed in that choir for 8 years, and that's really where my love and passion for music grew. And I learned everything from that choir, like from being with people and listening and all the harmonies. And yeah, I would probably not be where I am right now if it wasn't for that choir. I think the first singer that I started learning songs from was Celine Dion, because I mean, she's our national treasure vocal. So my mom would like listen to her all the time and like tell me about like the stories of her, because she used to kind of work with her back in the days when she started. So I was like amazed. Like for me, it was like, I'm gonna have a life like her, you know. I'm gonna send a cassette, someone's gonna hear the cassette and they're gonna become my manager or something, and I'm gonna have this whole career. So I started like being, I don't know, I don't want to say obsessed, but I was listening to every song from Celine and like trying to learn all the riffs and runs she would do. And then with the gospel choir, that's when I heard like different voices that I never heard from Celine. And I started like searching, but back then YouTube was not a thing, and not YouTube, not even internet was not a thing. So I had to try to find a way to listen to like what was not on the radio, because R&B in Quebec is not a huge music genre playing on the radio. So yeah, I remember the first time I heard Whitney Houston was I think it was a song that we did in the choir, but I don't remember the title of it. But I was like, what's that voice? So then I started searching, and I remember The Boy's Mine was on the radio, and I would sing like with my like hairbrush in my room, and I would learn all the riffs. And that's about the only song that played on the radio from Brandy in Quebec. So I started like trying to find albums from her, which was hard to find. So I feel like my unconditional love for Brandy happened later for me, when I was more of like an adult, and it was easier to find songs on internet and like on like to get albums and like get them delivered to like a music store and stuff.
I know there are no guarantees in love. You take a chance, but somehow it seems unfair to me. Look at the circumstances, the sickness and health, so let's do what's part. Those were the words that we said from my heart. So now we can say that you're leaving me. I know it's not hard.
opportunity to sing at R&B Spotlight in New York, but the way that this happened was like, I was trying to trace back how did I get there. It was back then, Perez Hilton would do like a contest that it was, I think the name of it was like, Can You Sing? And he was like, okay, this week, do this song and try to do a cover of that song. And I remember I did a cover of, it was Right Now from Rihanna. And I did a cover, like it was more like a bossa nova jazz version, and I won that. And after that, a friend of mine called me and was like, so we need to do like videos together with the band before you become too famous to come to my studio. And I was like, well, it's not gonna happen, but yeah, sure, let's do the video. Like, so I went in his studio and we did a cover of I Blame You from Ledisi. And when I posted it, Ledisi saw the video and retweeted and posted on her Instagram and everything. And a few days later, I got a DM from Corey Taylor, who's the one who created R&B Spotlight. And it was like, so I want to invite you to that thing. And I was like, what's that? I didn't reply for a few weeks. I was like, whatever. I thought it was like a spam or something. So after a few weeks, I was like, okay, well, give me some details about it. I could go. So I ended up like saying yes. And I drove from Montreal to New York with my two friends. And I was really nervous, really nervous. I was like, what am I doing there? Like, everybody was singing their own original songs and stuff. And I was there like singing covers from other singers. But it was fun. It was really fun.
You hold my heart together when you wrap your fingers up in mine. You got my body and soul, and I got you on my mind. Don't let go. Don't you know that whenever you're gone, I just can't carry on. Don't let go. Don't you know I'm addicted to you? So whatever you do.
When I did R&B Spotlight and I had to send songs, there was something in me that was like, I feel like I should do an original. And I sent a song that I did from a friend, but the instrumental, like it was an original song, but the instrumental was not me. But I still sent it to Corey and I was like, listen to this, it's an original song, so I would maybe fit in a little more. And it was like, don't feel the rush to do something if it's not you. Like, wait for the product to, like, for the essence to be you. And when it's done, you release it, but like, don't rush things. So he was like, do the covers and it's all right. And years later, my friend who wrote the song did a new instrumental on that song. And he sent it to me. And he was like, listen to this, let me know if it like sparks something in you. And I was like, yes. So we started working on it, redid all the vocals, and it became my single, Breakable, that we released 2 years ago. And yeah, so I almost did that song at the showcase. And I feel like the song would not be what it is right now if I had done it back then, because it would have been the only way that I know the song, you know? So since I haven't performed it on the old way, there was still room to improve it.
No sudden movements, my heart's breakable. A heart that's broken is unmendable. No sudden movements, my heart's breakable. My heart's breakable. I may never love again. Breakable. My heart is breakable.
I started auditioning for singing competitions on TV. I was 15 or 16, I think. I'm now 33. And I never really was on the show. Like, I think the closest I've been was top 40 something on Canadian Idol. And it was like right before the cut for the live shows, where you actually feel like it's more like the show, because like top 46 was like a part of the top 100 weekend. So for me, it was not being part of the show, you know. So when it was season 8, the auditions for season 8, I wasn't sure I wanted to go because I was kind of done. You know, I always say, like, you have to persevere and I keep going, keep trying. But there's a time where like maybe I should just move on. Like there's a limit between like being like, I don't know. Yeah. So my friends were like, just go, do the audition, and if they end up calling you back, then you decide. You better do that than not going and regretting it. So I ended up going. It was fun. They asked me to do like 3 songs. I went back home, and that's like a mechanism that I have, that when I come back from an audition, I kind of delete the fact that I went to an audition, so I don't like think about it. And then if I don't get a call back, I get like depressed or sad or whatever. So I came back home, forgot I did the audition, and then I got a call, and I was like, okay, now I gotta make a decision. Like, do I want to do it or not? So I was like, you know what? Like, I tried so long that like whatever happens next, I have to do it, because like to me it was kind of the last year to try out, sort of. It was the last year of La Voix. They were taking a break for another singing competition on TV, and I was like, I'm just gonna do it. Like, what do I have to lose? Nothing. The bar can only go higher after that. So I ended up going. I did the blind audition, and the 3 chairs turned around. The 4th one could not, because he only had like a few spots left, and he still had like a full day of blind auditions to record. So I was like, I can't turn. So yeah, I did that, and I was really happy. It went well, but I feel like, so the way that it works is that the day before the blind audition, you have all the interviews. So all the things that you see on TV, the host asking questions and like having all like the individual interview where you just talk to the camera, that was all before, like the day before the blind audition. And when I did the interview with the host, it was like, okay, so I heard that you were a fan of R&B and everything. Who's your favorite singer? I was like, well, Brandy. I was like, oh, so you really like Brandy? And he pulled up an iPad, and I saw with like contestants before me that it was like taking an iPad and showing like videos that the person did on his channel, a viral video or something. So I was like, he's gonna pick like a cover that I did from Brandy, and he's gonna show it. I was like, which one is gonna show? I hope it's not this one, because I'm not too proud of it, and I hope it's this one, because this one really nailed it. So I like blinked, and when I opened my eyes, it was like literally Brandy, like, hey Heidi, and I blacked out. I couldn't, like, I don't even remember seeing the video. I was just speechless. My jaw dropped, and I was like holding to like the host's arm because I'm just gonna fall on the floor. And yeah, and they showed her a part of my pre-audition. They asked me to do like in one of the songs that they were like, okay, sing something else. I did like a little snippet of Full Moon, and they sent her that, and she watched it. And yeah, I can't believe it. So I still can't believe it. It's been months. And yeah, so I was like, you know what? Tomorrow is the blind audition. If nobody turns around, I don't care. Brandy said my name. So yeah, so after that, a few months after, they call you back for all the like the duets stuff. I think it's because we don't have the same like level from The Voice Canada than The Voice in the United States. And I mean, I say The Voice Canada, but it's actually The Voice like La Voix in Quebec. So Quebec has the franchise. It's still open for people outside Quebec to participate, but still like it's in French. So a lot of people outside Quebec, like English, Canadian, won't try out, which is a shame. I wish The Voice Canada was actually open to everybody in Canada and broadcast everywhere in Canada. It would have been fair, but that's something else. That's another subject. So yeah, and then it's the battle, sort of like the duets. And my coach kept me in the duet. And after that, it's the knockout. And I don't think the knockouts work the same way in Quebec than in the States, but it's like 3 person per team. They have to sing a song each, and then the coach keep only one from the 3, and then it's the live show. So we did film the knockouts in February. It was supposed to air on the 5th of April, but because of COVID, they suspended the season. So yeah, so I can't say what's happening. I know it. I have to keep it a secret. It's really heavy on me because I mean, I can't say anything. I'm still getting a lot of like comments and messages of people supporting and everything. I know what's happening, but I can't say anything. So it's heavy to to carry. So what was supposed to be a secret for a month will end up being a secret for 6 months. And yeah, they announced the show will start back again in September. So they will do like a recap show, and then it's the knockouts, and then the lives for like a month and a week. So yeah.
Come on baby, fais-moi une chanson. Réponds-moi au téléphone. Je sais bien que ton occupation préférée c'est d'avoir du fun. Mais moi j'ai besoin de ma chanson. Toutes mes lignes de téléphone sonnent. Je suis bookée à la télévision dans tous les shows de promotion. Mais qu'est-ce que je vais faire si j'ai pas ma chanson? Non, oh. De quoi je vais avoir l'air? Allô, je leur ai promis un numéro 1. Je suis en studio demain matin.
In Quebec, Celine Dion is like a national treasure, and whoever tries to sing a song from her takes a lot of like guts. And everybody, like, not I don't want to say everybody, but like most of the time we're kind of afraid because like it's a hit or miss. So you either do it and people like that was amazing, or you do it and you're like, nope, you just ruined it. You shouldn't have. So I gambled and I decided to do a song from Celine Dion, which is a French song she did in the 90s, I think. It was Des mots qui sonnent, and it's been a song that's been like, it's a song that's been in my head for years. I just love this song, and for me it was that or nothing. And they actually wanted me to sing something else, and when they called me, they're like, okay, so we want you to sing that song for the blind audition. I was like, no, I'm not singing this. And they were like, well, why? It's like, that's not the song. That's not it. I want to sing this one. So they ended up having the rights to do it on TV, but they don't have the rights to keep it on internet. So that's why we can't find the audition nowhere, which is kind of sad. But yeah, I did it, and it was fun. I was like, I felt secure in the song. I knew it from like A to Z. I could have done it like doing whatever else at the same time. I knew it was gonna be like, and a lot of people were surprised because I mean, some people, they know me, they know what I do, but being a backup singer, most of the time you're like, she sing, but you know, you don't expect the backup singer to like hit notes like I did on that song. And yeah, so there was a lot of articles on newspapers, and like they talked about it on TV and stuff. So I was kind of happy that it passed the test because everybody was like, oh really, you're gonna sing Celine Dion? Like they're really like apprehensive to like prove it. So I was like, watch it, I'm gonna do it.
Des mots qui riment, des mots qui pensent et qui balancent, des mots qui disent ce que tu dirais toi si tu avais ma voix. Écris-moi des mots qui sonnent. Écris-moi des mots qui sonnent right on. Écris-moi des mots qui sonnent. Il faut que ça fasse un number one. Écris-moi des mots right on. Il faut que ce soit le fun. Écris-moi des mots, écris-moi des mots, écris-moi des mots qui sonnent, sonnent, sonnent.
There's something with artists that I feel like art is creating by always questioning yourself. And it's almost like a path that you have to go through. You you have to go through some type of like questioning or depression, or a moment in your life that you hit rock bottom, to be like, okay, hold on, like what am I doing? What's happening? And then since you're at the bottom, it's like easier to kick back up. And from that, something's gonna grow from that. It's like, you know, like that's where you get your inspiration, I guess. I did have moments. Well, I mean, I did have moments. I have a lot of moments where I can question myself if I should like keep going on or just give up. And I think that a lot of that is because we always try to like succeed and perform, and like everything has to be perfect. And I feel like social medias don't really help with that sometimes. So I hope that I'm able to kind of disconnect that part of me that is really attached to try to always be like polished and like the perfect image and the perfect product and the perfect everything, and just accept things to be like they are. And I hope that, like, talking about acceptance, I just hope that like the world ends up being able to accept everybody. Like we're all the same in the end, and I just hope that people get to realize that, because what's happening and what's been happening for hundreds of years is not right, and nobody deserves that. So I think the word would be acceptance. That would be my word of, I don't know how to say that, but that would be my word that I would focus on. Accept the right, accept the wrongs, and work on the wrongs to make it right.
If we open up our hearts, love can finally start. Come on and try. Now's the time, 'cause you're free to do what you want to do. You got to live your life. Do what you want to do. You should be free to do what you want to do. You got to live your life and do what you want to do. You should be free.